Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Carlton team preview for 2026 Supercoach AFL. I probably said all those words in the wrong order, but anyway, before we get into the Carlton Blues, join my league 506 532. Join the Podmasters as a public league 937 841. Winner gets Supercoach ring, and there will be weekly prizes. All right. Now, Carlton, they didn't have the best season last year. I don't expect them to have a great year this year. And I shouldn't say this, but that pleases me as a Bobber fan. All right, not that we're much better at all. All right, anyway, talking about Carlton this year, they also have the round 2 early bye because they play against Sydney in the Kurnow Cup in round 0. All right, and then they have the round 14 bye in the mid-season. And do they have any nice little runs here? Richmond round 1, then Melbourne, then North Melbourne. Okay, not too bad. And then, look at this. West Coast in round 16, so that's a bye round. So could we get some spike scores, in a best 18 round? Then Richmond again. All right, then, bit of a tougher run to finish off there. All right, so that's the fixture. All right, let's get into some actual players. All right, so starting from the defenders as usual, starting with Nick Newman, 439.3k. Didn't play last year because he injured his knee. So he missed the whole season. We'll probably get him at a discount, and he's probably going to be playing a very Supercoach friendly role, just off half back. All right, so and he has scored well in the past as well. I could never forget that time he was at Sydney and he wasn't even in the team. And it was the last game of the round. I had the captain on him, and then he was a late in. And then he ended up scoring a 151. I don't know if anyone remembers that. If you remember that, let me know down below in the comments. All right, so Nick Newman, halfback role. Could take kick-ins as well. 439.3k. Could he score as a primo? How will he come back from his knee injury? Will he be 100%? Will he even play? I do believe he is on light duties at the moment at training, but he is one that I'm highly considering. Just for that role. So I think he'll definitely, he could score like average of 100 or so, and we could go there. I think he's one I'm highly considering. Adam Sard, 437.6k. 80.9 average from 21 games. Jeez, I don't think anyone played 29 games last year. All right, but he's one. He can also take kick-ins as well, but I just don't think he'll score enough. So for me, it's going to be a pass. Ollie Hollands, if you picked him last year, thinking he might break out, being a distributor of halfback, that didn't quite work out. So he only averaged 75.2 from his 23 games. Well, he's durable at least. All right, so he's also going to be a pass. All right, next we've got Harry Dean, who was son of Peter. He's at 194.5k. Obviously didn't play last year. I reckon he should slot straight into that team. And, will he score well enough, though? He's a key backman. 194 for a key back. Not quite sure. It all depends on if we have enough rookie options down back, which I think we will. So for that reason, it's going to be a pass. All right, for me. All right, on to the midfielders. Now, Georgie Hewitt. Oh, if you picked him last year at the start of the season, you would have been laughing because he had an absolutely ripper season. 112.2 average from all 23 games. 607.3k. So, is he any value at all? Last year he was. This year, maybe not so much. Like, maybe at the same price, you could, or maybe a little bit more, you could pick up like a, day cost, like a, maybe like a Dunkley or something like that. All right, but is he going to be? Well, he should be around the mark of like top 10, I would say. But he's definitely someone I would consider. but maybe like slightly more on the side of passing. All right, next we've got Sam Walsh, 543.9k, 100.5 average, 14 games. Like I think he was like hampered a bit by injury last year. Yeah, I owned him a couple of years ago, and I'll be honest, it wasn't really a fun watch. Yeah, he'd be on 50 points at like quarter time, and you'd think, you beauty, yep, here's a 150 plus score coming up. But no, he ends up on like 89 or something like that, and yeah, he and see him butcher the ball and not hit targets. Yeah, not really fun. But yeah, at that price, you know, if he's injury free, could that help him with that disposal efficiency? Maybe. Not quite sure, but I won't completely rule it out. But he's one that I will consider. Adam Chera. He was a popular pick last year because he was priced at like 440k or so. Yeah, he had a good start to the season, did his job. About a 100, 105 average. But then he got injured at the end of the year. He had a bit of, not great scores that we were looking for towards, in the middle part of the season. Probably should have traded him out after, just around the buys, I think. But I ended up keeping him for the whole year on field, and yes, on field as well as a donut, I believe, for at least one round. All right, so at 531k, I think he's about at his value, so it's going to be a pass. Paddy Cripps, 528k, captain of the club, average of 97.6 from all 23 games last year. Now, if you watched me last year, I thought I was clever. I was bringing in Patrick Cripps, when he wasn't very popular, just because during the buys, Carlton played like the bottom 3 teams, and I thought, ooh, I'll get Patrick Cripps bargain, and he can score me 120 plus scores. He did not do that. He gave me like 80s and 70s. So yeah, he absolutely burned me. He absolutely burnt me. So for that reason, Patrick, it's going to be a pass. And then Jagger Smith, 119.9k, didn't play last year. I think he was like a number 3 draft pick. Injured his knee last year, obviously, and didn't play. He's going to be one of the most popular picks this year, and for good reason. Because this guy's an absolute gun. So, and he'll be starting in the side, Carlton's side, that is, and he'll also be starting in my side. So, I think a lock. He should be like in 100% of sides. All right, onto the rucks. Now this is interesting because obviously TDK has made the move to St Kilda. So who is going to be the number 1 ruck? Is it going to be Pitternet? Or is it going to be Liam Reedy? Could it be someone else? I don't think so. But 407.7k for Pitternet. He only played the 7 games. So 83.7 for an average. He does get injured. I'm pretty sure hasn't been a season where he hasn't been missed a few weeks, even if it's VFL. Because of some sort of injury. So I was never going to pick him. He's definitely a pass. But Liam Reedy, could he take over as the number 1 ruck? Could they both play in the same side? I'd say that Reedy would play more forward. But could he take over? Pitner gets injured, Reedy becomes number 1 ruck. He could definitely make us some cash, I think. But right now, he is in my R3. I would say, is he a complete lock for R3? I'll just put highly consider. All right. Highly consider. Yeah, that's 2 words, not 1. All right, so he'll be a very popular R3. So what I'm planning to do with him is put him in my R3, maybe have Draper in the forward line, maybe. Or, could Reedy just make some cash and then do we keep him as cover? Or can we just downgrade him to, Kalani White, or did I get that name right? Kalani White, the other ruck forward from Melbourne, son of Jeff, and cash in, or could we cash in a forward rookie, move Reedy to the forward line, and then you have that cover, for your rucks and forwards. So yeah, what I'm thinking at the moment of doing with the rucks, or R3 and your F8 type. All right, next onto the forwards. Well, I've got Liam Reedy here again because I can't think of anyone that's, any Supercoach relevant for Carlton. Sorry, Carlton fans. I don't know. I could put Harry Mackay or, someone like that. All right. All right. Don't leave me alone, Carlton fans. All right, I'll put one in here. All right, you got Ben Ainsworth, who's come across from the Gold Coast Suns, 332.6k, 61.5 average from 22 games. At that price, I'm gonna go like say a Trelaw or someone like that instead of Ben Ainsworth. All right, so it's gonna be a pass. Okay, I had to find someone. All right. Well, what happened here? So Liam Reedy, there we go. All right, so that's it from the Carlton. Let me know if there's anyone that I've missed, anyone thing you disagree with. The ruck situation will definitely be interesting from Carlton. So we get a free look at round 0. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.